Good morning, and welcome to Rick's retirement journey. It's about 30 degrees outside here in Virginia. Yeah, uh, old Father Winter has finally hit. Um, so I wanted to sit inside and make this video, but I figured I'd be outside where I could actually feel some cold air and just breathe it in and breathe it out, and just tell a story about a dream I had last night. Um, Sad dream, but let me start out with this. Had a great Thanksgiving with my son and his family, and some of their friends. Oh my gosh, plenty of food. We are so grateful. We are so thankful that he cooked a dinner yesterday. I know that really kind of wiped him out. Ooh, breath. Yeah, it's a little cold out here, like I said. But yeah, we got home about 10:30, 11 o'clock last night. It was a late dinner, but you know what? After thinking about it, for a while, I really didn't mind having a dinner that late and just being able to enjoy some good conversation and then come back home and relax and not have to worry about putting away leftovers or things like that. So that worked out. That worked out quite well. But yeah, I woke up this morning and I had one of those feelings that I think some of us probably get, and it's that feeling of being old and possibly forgotten. But the dream I had was pretty relevant to me. It could be relevant to other military personnel out there as well, or maybe just people about their jobs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what I wrote down this morning, and we'll just take it from there. So my dream last night was that I was dressed in my full dress uniform. Had a proper haircut, didn't have a beard, shoes were shined, my ribbons were looking good, and I was carrying, for some reason, a small sledgehammer and a spike. No idea where that came from. But but it later turned out it was just a folder of news articles and papers, basically depicting my military career. I had I gotten lost inside Marine Corps headquarters, and I'm just kind of walking around, and somehow I ran into a young Marine that questioned me why I was there. And that was a good question. Why was I there? I told him I had to deliver some papers, apparently to a section that no longer existed. He asked me many questions as we walked around headquarters Marine Corps. Many things seemed familiar, but much of what I saw had changed. You figure I retired from the Marine Corps in 2000, so a lot had changed, and even in my dream, a lot had changed. I kept on mentioning the enlisted professional military education section. That was the last section that I worked on while I was active duty. We were responsible for developing the curriculum for 5 of our schools throughout the world, and I just happened to be the deputy director of that a long time ago. And it was, my last billet, my last slot in the Marine Corps before I retired. I really enjoyed that a lot, being able to affect thousands of Marines and what they were learning and things like that. It was a great feeling for me. So as we walked around, we finally came to an office where these 2 young ladies were working. And the Marine introduced me and informed me that, informed them of what I was looking for. These 2 ladies, they looked at one another, then they looked back at the young Marine, and they said, "We can't keep up with every old and forgotten Marine." At that moment, she looked at me and she was truly embarrassed. I kind of stared at her in shock. Um, the folder that I was carrying, I wish was now that sledge and spike. Words did not come out of my mouth because they would have been cruel and mean, though I would like to think I could be that type of person. I'm not that type of person. Um, you know, I looked at both of the ladies, I bid them farewell and good day, and I departed with the young Marine. He apologized and said that they didn't mean any harm. I'm quite sure they didn't, but may have been a frustrating part of the day for them. I'm not really sure. You know, as we run into people from time to time, you know, they may get frustrated and you know what they're doing, and you know they take it out on somebody that they don't know. I know I've done that in the past. I try not to do that anymore. But deep inside, I realized that I was old. I'm 68 years old. And to many in the Marine Corps, I am forgotten. You know, I retired, you know, 25 years ago. Yeah, I retired 25 years ago. And I had a pretty good career. I really enjoyed it a lot. So, you know, time is fleeting. You know, one day when I was a drill instructor, I'm up on a, you know, big platform on a physical training table, and I'm leading over 200 young Marine recruits in physical training. You know, leading the exercise, they repeat the exercise, they do the exercise, and for that brief moment, just like Leonardo DiCaprio said on the movie Titanic, I am the king of the world, because I'm leading those recruits in exercise. But now, you know, I'm just sitting in a chair, sometimes a rocker, and remembering what it was like to be on that PT table, that physical training table. Like I said before, life is fleeting. And how do we, you know, I know why we grow old. It's just a chronological thing. It's like a plant. It's like an animal. We grow, and then later on we wither, and then ultimately we die. But how do we get to the point where we are not forgotten? I don't know. You know, there's so many famous people out there, you know, that will, you know, never be forgotten. But how do we, the I would just call us the individuals, the normal people, are not forgotten? I don't know. I think some of it may be that we live our lives, we do the best we can, we treat everybody nicely. We smile, we say hello, we do the proper greeting of the day, we open the doors, we let people cut in, you know, if they're in the traffic line or something like that. We write down our memories, we write down, you know, things in our journal, we take pictures, we smile, we talk. But I think overall, we just be kind. People will always remember, you know, what you did with them and how you make them feel. And I think that's the most important thing, that they will remember how you made them feel, because when you do that, they will remember you. No matter how old you may get, in that sense, you know, you won't be forgotten. And I don't care about all those memes out there saying 100 years from now, people won't remember you. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Somehow, some way, they will remember you. You know, my grandfather has been, you know, gone for a long, long time. But I still remember him. I remember him rolling some cigars in his backyard. And that was back in the, oh my gosh, that was like in the early 1970s. And for those that remember the 1970s. But yeah, I do remember those days. So, hey, that's all I got for today. It is quote unquote Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. No, I'm not working in the bookstore today. Thank goodness. I may visit the bookstore today, but no, I've got other things I have to do. But I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving with family and friends, that you didn't overindulge like I did last night. I had to drink a little bit of ginger ale last night to kind of settle my stomach. But yeah, things are overall going real well. Um, yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe if you want to. Entirely up to you. But let's grow old together. Let's not be forgotten. Until next time, Rick out.